Bonjour à tous. Écoutez, le 24 novembre, c'était mon anniversaire. Et qu'est-ce que j'ai appris le 24 novembre? C'est que le PDG de la société NOWSITE, avec qui je travaille depuis un certain temps déjà, a annoncé que Eric Worre, je pense que tout le monde connaît Eric Worre, et GoPro, a annoncé donc que Eric Worre avait signé un partenariat, non pas un faire-valoir de marque, etc., un vrai partenariat technique avec NOWSITE pour notre nouveau produit MyAI. MyAI, vous trouverez des informations dans la page qui accompagne cette vidéo. Donc MyAI, c'est votre double AI en fait. Et dans ce double AI, vous allez avoir la possibilité de recevoir l'aide de Eric Worre comme s'il était à côté de vous, mais sans payer un centime pour avoir l'aide de Eric. Mais ça, je vous laisse regarder la vidéo sur MyAI. Mais sinon, voilà pourquoi Eric Worre a choisi de signer un partenariat avec Justin Belobaba, le PDG de NOWSITE. Je vous laisse écouter et je vous retrouve très vite si vous le souhaitez.
Tools ever made in this industry for to help people succeed online, to help people succeed in network marketing like never before, and so we got to that point of really things really clicking. I would say that happened in the last year, and for about the last year or so, we've known that we're ready as a company. Like, we are ready to take this product to the world and help millions and millions of network marketers succeed. But we also know that to do that, we couldn't do it alone. We needed to find the absolute perfect partner to help us get our message out and our product out to millions and millions of people. But there was a problem. I'm pretty new at this, right, guys? I don't have 30 years of network marketing experience like some people. So I was unsure of who would be the perfect partner. So I did what I think any tech savvy person would do. I asked my AI, and I want to show you what my AI told me to do. And I swear, obviously, I'm mainly joking, but this is 100% real, and it's so cool. So just check this out, everybody. This is a real chat. So you can see at the bottom of my screen, I asked Justin AI, who is the number one thought leader in network marketing? And this is what my AI told me. It said, in the world of network marketing, there are many influential thought leaders who've made significant contributions. However, if I were to pick one, I'd say Eric Worre. He's widely recognized as a top thought leader. He's author of GoPro, 7 Steps Becoming a Network Marketing Professional, considered a must-read. He's also the founder of Network Marketing Pro, a platform that provides training and resources for network marketers. So I said then, what is your opinion, Justin AI, on a partnership between NOWSITE and Eric Worre? Justin AI liked the idea. It said, I think a partnership between NOWSITE and Eric Worre could be a fantastic opportunity. Eric is a respected figure in the network marketing industry, and his expertise could certainly complement the digital solutions that NOWSITE offers. It's true. This partnership could potentially provide NOWSITE users with valuable insights into network marketing strategies while expanding our reach within the network marketing community. It's exciting to consider, and it aligns with our goals of helping millions of business owners succeed online. It's important to note that any partnership would need to be mutually beneficial and align with the strategies. But he says it's an intriguing idea. So of course, we're on the right track. So I asked, well, what do you think are the most obvious synergies or benefits of the partnership? There are several potential synergies that could arise from a partnership between NOWSITE and Eric Worre. One, knowledge sharing. Eric is a seasoned professional in network marketing. His insights and strategies could be integrated into NOWSITE's platform. Brand enhancement. Associating with a respected figure like Eric Worre could enhance NOWSITE's brand image and position NOWSITE as a go-to platform for network marketers. I swear, everybody, this is real. 3, user acquisition and retention. Eric Worre's followers could become potential NOWSITE users, and his endorsement could increase user trust. Product development. Eric's expertise could help us refine our product offerings to better serve the needs of network marketers. And finally, community building. Both NOWSITE and Eric Worre have strong communities. A partnership could lead to a larger, more engaged community benefiting both parties. I said, I agree. How could a partnership with NOWSITE help him? Well, it could offer several benefits to Eric Worre as well. Access to cutting-edge technology. Our AI-driven marketing tools could provide Eric and his community with advanced, easy-to-use solutions for online marketing. Expanded offerings for his community. By partnering with us, Eric could offer his followers access to our suite of marketing tools. Increase reach. Our global user base could provide Eric with a new audience for his teachings and insights. Innovation. Of course, we're at the forefront of AI and digital marketing. This partnership could position Eric as an innovator in the network marketing industry, keeping his brand forward-thinking. And of course, revenue opportunities. There could be potential opportunities through affiliate marketing and other collaborative initiatives. Thank you, I said. I think this partnership makes a ton of sense. We're going to make it happen. Justin AI says, that's fantastic to hear. I'm confident that a partnership between NOWSITE and Eric Worre could create a powerful synergy, bringing together the best of network marketing insights and cutting-edge digital marketing tools. It's an exciting step forward that could bring immense value to both parties and their communities. I said, awesome, thanks for your help. I'm now going to introduce Eric to our community. Wish me luck. Absolutely best of luck with the introduction. I'm sure the community will be thrilled to hear about this potential partnership with Eric Worre. Remember that you're not just introducing a thought leader, you're opening up a new chapter of opportunities for everyone involved. Go Rocket. Thank you, Justin AI, for making it crystal clear how much sense this partnership makes. And again, that was totally real. But in all seriousness, everybody, I've personally had the pleasure of getting to know Eric and Marina and their incredible family and their incredible team over the last several months, and it's been a pleasure. Many of you were there or nearby that the day we met that weekend in July in Las Vegas, and we hit it off, and we saw there was a real kind of meeting of minds, and I think we saw how much we could perfectly fit each other's organizations and each other's vision to bring value to this industry. So this is incredibly exciting. I hope you are all as excited as me, and it is my honor to introduce all of you officially for the first time to my friend and new business partner, Eric Worre. Eric, hello, sir.
Hello. Good morning for those of you in United States. Good day after eating too much. I don't know if you did the same thing I did, but I have my walking desk right next to me, so I'm ready to begin the process of getting some of these calories off of me. But hi, I hope you guys are well. I want to congratulate you on what you've done so far as a group. And I want to tell you just a little bit of a story in terms of technology and in terms of why we decided to partner here to help bring value, one, and help take this product to the entire network marketing community and how we can use it in order to be able to reach the world. So for a long time, I mean, here's my whole tech journey. I've been around for a minute. Some of you might be my age. A bunch of you are, I started network marketing before you were born. But for tech, started for me in like 2008. And I started, seeing the social media thing, and my kids were using stuff on their phones. And I remember telling my kids, I'm going to join Facebook. And they're like, ew, that is so gross. Can't believe you're doing that. This is for students. This is for college students and high school. And this is not for creepy old people. And if you get on there, we're going to block you. We don't want you seeing what we're doing. So I was like, nah, I see something. And I remember back then thinking about this idea of, my mentor in personal development, and kind of in a secondary way in network marketing, was Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn, more about the mindset necessary to be successful, but certainly in life. And the thought that I was going through in my head is, if Jim Rohn had a little camera in his pocket, and instead of his audio programs and a couple rare videos, that he could use technology in order to be able to not only reach more people, but he could leave a legacy. He could have a different type of legacy, a more documented type of legacy. If you've ever listened to Jim, put a 1 in the chat if you even know who Jim Rohn is. And yeah, so a lot of you do. So he'd talk about flying on the Concorde, or he'd talk about meeting Pavarotti, he'd talk about walking through Carmel and buying a flower for his girl and $2, the value he got from $2. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And if he was able to document that, that would be pretty cool. At the time, Gary Vaynerchuk was kind of, I was asking around, who knows something about this technology stuff? And Gary Vaynerchuk was doing a wine tasting vlog out of New Jersey, out of his father's wine store. So I called Gary, and he was getting like 80,000 views a day. I'm like, what is going on? It's crazy. So I called Gary, and I flew out in February of 2009 and spent a couple hours with him, gave him $10,000 for 2 hours of his time. Just tell me how I want to do for network marketing what you did for wine. And he's like, here's what I would do, this. And I didn't do some of it. Some of the things that he suggested I do, like one of the things he suggested, he said, anything you don't like in network marketing, you need to put it on full blast, like hardcore. You just need to be as brutal as possible, even if they're your friends. And I'm like, I don't know about that piece. I'd rather be an encourager. I'd rather be a supporter. I'd rather try and influence my friends, because people make mistakes and sometimes things happen. We take enough shots anyway. So I hear what you're saying, Gary. Love you, man. But I'm going to go this way. So I just decided to start. So I started in March 2009. And I bought a whole bunch of equipment that I never used. And I bought a whole bunch of cameras I never used and lights that I never used. And had to try to figure out how to edit. So here's my whole process. I would film a video. I had somebody make a little open and close and put it into Final Cut Express. And then I would film the video and I'd dump it in there. And I had this whole long, big, list of stuff I had to do, because I'm not a tech person at all. I had to have somebody teach me everything. So I would make this I'd put it in, make this little donut. I'd squeeze it together, and then I had to export it, and then I had to put it up on WordPress, and then I had to write up a description of what it was, and then I had to do a hyperlink. What the heck is a hyperlink? I didn't understand all of these different things. I just started putting out content. And with no agenda. There's nothing to join, nothing to buy. I was just gonna. This was my give back. At that moment, I was still in the field. It was my give back to the profession. It really made me feel good to be able to connect with people, and that turned into where Network Marketing Pro is today. This coming Wednesday, I'm holding a CEO summit for the profession for corporate executives here in Las Vegas. And there'll be over $40 billion worth of annual revenue represented in that room from top executives. So why are they coming to listen? They're coming to listen because I have a view that nobody in the world has. I see across 300 companies what's working, what's not, who's innovating, who's not. And then a couple days later, GoPro kicks off December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. If you're planning on attending GoPro or you already have your ticket, put a 2 in the chat just so I can see. Any of you coming? All right, good. Some of you. Or if you've attended in the past, one of the last 13 years, throw a 2 in the chat if you've ever attended. It's so interesting what happened. And again, technology shows up, right? So we started with 200 people at our first GoPro event at the Monte Carlo in Las Vegas. I think it was 2010. Yeah, the end of 2010. And 200 people, 3-day event. We didn't even video record it. We audio recorded it. And next year was 400. Next year was 800. And then all of a sudden it started to go. Then it was 2,400, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000. We moved to the Mirage and it became bigger. And we started bringing in big speakers. And the biggest we ever got to in person was 18,000 people at the convention center in Las Vegas. We had Tony Robbins and we had Richard Branson and we had the tenors singing and we had Pitbull performing and talking about entrepreneurship. And it was just like so fun to be able to connect, but it was so hard. I can't tell you how hard it is as a smallish company to do something like that. It was so hard. And we ended up settling in ultimately at the MGM Garden Arena, where they do the big boxing and big concerts and big everything. The iconic MGM Garden Arena, 11,000 people. And we're doing that. 2019, we do our event and we pre-sell the next event, which we always do a year in advance. So first of all, I'll just tell you, technology created reach for me. So I was able to have an impact on people that I couldn't have. I couldn't get on enough airplanes and I couldn't get in enough living rooms in order to be able to share the message that I had. And some of you have the chops to be able to put out content. You can look at a camera, you can deliver, you have experience with this stuff. And some of you don't, but you still have a mission and you still have a vision and you still have a story to tell. And so how do you bridge the gap between having something in your heart and in your head and not being able to communicate it in the way that you would like, or not having the engagement that you would like, or not being able to find prospects, right? So, I'll just tell you quickly. When I'm building in the field, not in the field, but I'm growing Network Marketing Pro, what your software does, I'm just comparing, what NowSite software does in comparison to what I did. I had to go find all the network marketers and just say, I had to start little groups. I had to join in little things and I had to go find people in different companies, come on in, let's do all this stuff. I wasn't charging anything. I was just building a network. Connecting. And the amount of satisfaction from it was enormous. Okay, so I learned a lot of lessons. I put out, during the last 13 years, it's something in the neighborhood of, well, gosh, I've lost count, but it's well over 10,000 pieces of content. Video pieces, not even counting print, not even counting audio, just video. And what that's done in terms of contribution, accumulation, one, being able to earn so you can do cool stuff, and then contribution, which is the greatest fuel in the world, to be able to feel like you contributed to someone else and you helped someone else that wasn't totally able to help themselves. That is the greatest feeling on planet Earth, at least for me. I mean, they don't have it in the book of love languages, but my love language is contribution. I mean, it really makes me very, very, very happy. So anyway, back to 2019. We pre-sell for 2020 7,000 tickets. At the end of GoPro 2019, we pre-sell 7,000 tickets for 2020. And then this little virus showed up. Like, oh, I'm sure this will just be a couple months. This will be fine. We got contracts signed. We got all this stuff. What are we going to do in order to be able to make this work? And it becomes apparent that it's not going to be a short-term thing. It's going to become a longer-term thing. And we did not want to send out refunds for 7,000 people, and we didn't want to postpone the event. I remember I had this tour set up. I was going to do a little mini world tour in the spring, and we weren't able to do that, so we had to postpone that, figure that out. And I remember seeing Tony Robbins did an event using technology, interactive. So I'm like, that's going to be interesting. And he sent me a link to be able to watch. And I remember I'm laying in bed, and because his events go late at night. He's a maniac. He'll go 12, 14 hours a day. If you've been to a Tony Robbins event, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm laying in bed, and my shirt's off. I'm laying in bed, and I got my phone. I'm gonna go check this thing out. And I click the button, and I'm on the wall. I'm like, whoa. This is, I'm like in this thing. Technology's working a little too well. I'm like, no, don't look at me. And I pointed at my wife, and she's like, no, don't look at me. Come on, what are you doing? So I'm like, I scramble, find a way to turn the button off. And I'm like, this is kind of interesting though, because there's a different tension being able to do something like that. So I call Tony and say, Tony, can we rent your studio? Because we got this event in December 9th. Is it possible? And Tony said, no offense, I'm not renting it to anybody. The Republicans have called, the Democrats have called, everybody's called. I'm just using it for myself. They're like, fine, no problem. It was a problem, but I told him no problem. So Marina and I have this conversation in July. We're like, what if we built one? What if we don't know anything about technology? We don't know anything about building stuff like this, but what if we did it? I mean, it has to be doable. So we thought it would cost like $5 million to make a studio like this. Wrong. We made the decision to do it in August, and we signed the lease to an empty building, completely empty, brand new empty building on what day? September 21st. Our event's December 9th, okay? And so we basically have 70 days to build this studio, and it ends up costing us $20 million to build this technological spaceship to host an event. And no bank would give us a loan, no nothing. So I'm just letting you know the sacrifice of building something cool that actually works is not something to sneeze at. But remember I told you the biggest event we ever did was 18,000? Well, that year we had 68,000 paid people for 3 days learning how to become network marketing professionals. 100% virtual. We had this whole thing in the round. And we were like, wow, okay, this is where scale meets education. This is where our ability to connect with people changes. So I'm like, the idea of going back to MGM Garden Arena, even though it's fun and it's cool and it's a flex, and you got, the celebrities on stage and, you feel fancy. For just pure impact, didn't really make sense. And Marina built the whole thing. My wife, superstar wife, built the whole damn thing. While I'm selling tickets, promoting it and putting the agenda together and getting ready the training together, and she built it all. And we got our certificate of occupancy the night before the event happened. And I don't even know what happened behind the scenes to make that happen in the deserts of Vegas, but I'm grateful it happened. So here's what I would tell you. Now it's hybrid, personal touch and technology. Now we have 400 plus people. It's sold out in person. It's a who's who, fancy people in person. And we have, same thing, 50,000 plus connected from around the world in multiple languages in order to be able to deliver. So I'm telling you all that to say I've learned the value of high tech connected to high touch. And I've also learned in my last 35 years that most people are very intimidated by technology. And most people have limiting beliefs about their own brand, limiting beliefs about how they're going to communicate, limiting beliefs about, is it possible? And yet they still have something really strong in their heart to be able to share with other people. So how do you bridge that gap between taking what you have in your heart and the opportunity you have in your hands and being able to leverage technology and use it as a way to implement scale into your business, and then add the heart and the person to person and the relationships on the other side? So as you can imagine, in my position, I've been pitched everything. Every piece of technology. I mean, it has to be at least weekly for the past 7 years. Everything. And I'd get excited, then I'd look, it's not ready. Then I'd get excited, then I'd look, seems ready, test it, doesn't work. Then I'd get excited, I'd look at something else. I mean, and over and over and over and over. So when I was introduced to this software, I came in a bit jaded, because when you're like 500 presentations in, you're like, tell me your fancy thing that's probably not ready. And then when I heard AI as well, I'm like, come on. Like, if you're like me, I jumped on the ChatGPT 2 and I played with that magic trick for, a day, and then I went back to work. Right? So it wasn't a daily thing for me. It was just, it sits over there, something to play with. But it wasn't really, for me, implemented into something that could help a person who wanted to expand their reach and build their brand and create connection and do that would duplicate. Just nothing. I don't care how fancy it is. You know what my answer to most of the technology people was? You think people need an app in order to succeed? They have one. It's called a phone. It's in the apps where they live. What does somebody need something new for? Their CRM is their chat log. It's just like, tell me what is so compelling that I'm going to get another app on top of what I already got going on in my world. I put out about 900 pieces of content a month across platforms, but I've got a team of 10 people doing all that stuff. So anyway, came in jaded, but Justin's lovely. That's probably the wrong word to talk about a guy, but I would say he is a pro. He's credible. He has background. He's well spoken. He has a vision. What I loved is that he wanted to serve the profession I love and go triple down on that versus trying to be a little bit of something to everybody around the world. Figure out every pain point that's out there and see if he can close the gap on that pain point. So I love that. And so, I get excited, take a step forward, and then get busy and then get excited, take a step forward, and progress, and it leads us to here. What I love about what this does, and I know it's just the beginning of what it's going to do, it empowers a new person to be the best version of themselves quickly. They can be authentic, but they can be the best version of authentic really fast. Like in a day. They can create connection with the world when they didn't think they were going to be able to do it before. That makes me happy. Because, what I've learned about business is all business is conversation. That's all it is. If you're in conversation, you're in business. If you're not in conversation, you're not in business. And most people have a quantity problem when it comes to conversations. They need to increase the number of conversations that they have. And not only will this help them authentically represent themselves to the world, but it will be a conversation starter. And then the people who are still scared to death, and most people are totally paralyzed by fear. I can give them a script and I can give them some training and they'll fill up their notepads. And then as soon as they have to go out there and go do something, they freeze. So this will help them not freeze, and it'll help them look cool to their friends. It'll look cool to their community. And so it'll be a conversation starter. It'll create engagement. It will help them respond to the people who are responding to their content. It'll help them identify who their tribe is and bring value to that tribe. It'll do it in, what I'm always looking for and rarely find is a skill-proof and fear-proof system. Tell me how many things that exist in your world that are skill-proof and fear-proof. Because if you find it, then you can get it all. I mean, you can not only, will it help you, but all you have to do is sit down with a prospect and say, let me show you a couple things. Before you say no to this opportunity, let me tell you how you can use this in order to be able to find more customers. Let me show you how to use this in order to be able to find more people that might be interested in your business. Let me just show you how you can just do this, give me 5 minutes. Let me show you this, in order to be able to get reach and scale. 4 things that we do in network marketing. Number 1, we sell. And will this help people sell their products or services using word-of-mouth advertising and good language, good images, good posts, engaging things? Will it do it? Of course. Number 2, we recruit. And will it help you find the customers? Yep. Number 2, we recruit an ever-expanding team of people who are also selling. So will this create more conversations, create more curiosity? Will this give people ways to be able to interact with those prospects, keep the conversation going? Will this system itself, just the process of connecting with other people, once you show a prospect, a network marketing prospect, how they can use this in order to be able to do it, will it help people make a decision to say, I was not comfortable doing this, if I have to think of everything and if I have to do everything, if you make me do a Facebook Live on day one, I'm out, but, I'll get there. But if you showed them this, it reduces fear, right? Skill proof and fear proof. Third thing that we do is we duplicate. What does this do for duplication? Pretty dramatic. Because if you can do it and I can do it, I'm not tech savvy. I get it done. But instead of having to have 10 employees, you can have one virtual employee that you can abuse. That, they'll work 24 hours a day instead of, physical employees that are taking the weekend off. You can ask it to do whatever you want, whenever you want. And then the fourth thing that we do, so we sell, we recruit, we duplicate, and then we lead. Will this help you be more effective in your communication, in your training, in your leadership within your organization? So answering all those questions, like hypothetically, was exciting for me and good for me. And I'm like, cool, but now prove it. Prove that it really works. Because there's a lot of fancy stuff out there as far as presentations, but not necessarily as far as implementation. So to see that it works, to see that some dum-dum like me with technology can make it happen, I'm like, all right. So, and even with that, I wanted to make sure, I'm so glad you guys were early adopters to be able to prove that it's working for you. I can't wait to hear your stories. I can't wait to showcase and highlight that. And then finally, in something like this, our organization, could Marina, myself, all that stuff, could we find a way to bring value into this community in terms of training, mindset, strategy, trends, what's working now, what isn't? Can I help you bridge the gap between what you should be doing and you could be doing, but you're not doing? You're down here, and here's what you should be doing. That gap is the biggest frustration in network marketing. I can help you close that gap. I've helped a lot of people do well in this profession. I've helped 1,000 people make $1 million a year in this profession. I've helped tens of thousands of people make 6 figures a year. And I've helped millions of people have a nice part-time hobby income. I can help you. So what I like about this is we can build a community inside the community. We can provide ultimate value, give you a total competitive edge over anybody who's not in this community. And we can continue to innovate. You know how many things I have in my head that I'd like to do, but I don't have a technological partner to do? A lot. So for the first time, I feel like I've got a group that says, like, okay, tell me what's in your imagination. What problem are we trying to solve? Okay, let's find a solution to that problem. Let's figure out a way to close that gap. So I'm excited to be able to see you all on this holiday weekend, at least here in the United States, and let you know that we're going to really flex, and we're going to innovate, and we're going to help you become not only the best trained in the world, but the best equipped. We can start with skill proof and fear proof. And then we can empower that. So you become more skilled and you become more confident. So yeah, I love what's happening. I'll tell you one other thing, two other things real quick. One, if I was to describe network marketing right now, I've been around for 35 years, it's fragile right now. There's a lot of limiting beliefs that have sunk their teeth in post-pandemic. And there's a lot of bad habits. There's a lot of bad thinking. And I believe the next 18 months, it's going to be a tale of two cities. It's going to be the best of times for some, and it's going to be the worst of times for others. Innovation is going to be rewarded. Action is going to be rewarded. Quantity of conversations is going to be rewarded. Apathy is going to be punished. Indifference is going to be punished. Lack of innovation is going to be punished. So here, the fine line that has to be ridden in the next 18 months specifically is to not underreact to the change that's going on in the world, but at the same time, don't overreact. A lot of companies are overreacting. Same with leaders. So it's a very interesting time. And what I've learned about times like these is if you're prepared and if you're equipped and if you can be a lighthouse in the middle of the storm, if you can be strong, confident, bold, and prepared, there's going to be a flight to safety. And what I mean by safety, I mean you. There's going to be a migration from unempowered, unprepared, and weaker leaders to prepared, empowered, and strong leaders. And I'm not saying you should target anybody in network marketing at all. What I'm saying is my core belief is if somebody's happy where they are, rule number one, don't try to make them unhappy. But there's going to be tons of people that are going to be between opportunities. And when they think about where they're going next, they should be thinking about you. Because you're louder on social. Because you have the ability to connect with and recruit more prospects. You have the ability to sell more products. Your voice inside the company is going to be louder. You're going to have more influence within your communities. So the ones that are prepared now, and I'm talking with billion-dollar companies, and I'm talking with top leaders, is you don't have a year to figure stuff out. You got to get moving. Months matter. Weeks matter. Right now, days matter. Let me tell you what weak people do. They say, you know what? Once we get to January, then I'm really going to go to work. And strong leaders understand the value of every day between now and January 1 to be able to create momentum between now and January 1. You can create at least 500% to 1,000% difference in your 2024 based upon what you're going to do between now and the end of the year. So look, I'm excited to work with you. I'm excited to bring value. I'm excited to be connected to the organization. And it's just the beginning. We're going to innovate ourselves. We're going to provide value, and then we're going to provide more value and more value and more value. We're going to figure out exactly how to empower you to be able to go out there and influence everybody. And the last thing I will tell you is our GoPro event is coming up next week, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, December 1, 2, and 3. Day one, and mostly in previous years, if you've attended before, there's usually like this ocean of speakers, you know? It's like a network marketing dance recital. Everybody goes up there for 15 minutes and tries to be Tony Robbins. And the next one comes up for 15 minutes and tries to be Tony Robbins, and then over and over and over. So, you know, and my heart there is to try and showcase as much talent as we could inside of the space from all over the world. This year, I'm stripping it all back. I'm the only one training this year. So day one is all on recruiting, exactly how to recruit. And we're going to be sharing this tool with people as well in order to be able to increase their recruiting. Day two is all about duplication. If you've ever been frustrated that you can recruit, but you can't get people to get to work, they just sit there, I'll show you how to get them to get to work. And day three is about leadership. How you can become a better leader and how you can identify, mentor, and stay in communication with more leaders on your team. So you have a united front to the world. So that's what's going to happen. Got some celebrities coming in. We got some different things happening. A virtual ticket. If I was willing to come to your house and train you on December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, would you want me to do that? If I came in person, I was just going to fly to your house, sleep on the couch, give me an air mattress somewhere, throw me a sandwich and a bottle of water, and I'll have a flip chart or something, and I'll train you for 3 days. Would you want me to do that? I hope you would. Question number one. Question number two, would you clear your calendar no matter what you had going on? Figure out a way to be there? I hope you do that too. And third, if I was coming to your house, would you bring a friend? Would you invite your team? Even if your team had to fly in. You know, I'm coming to your house to train. Would you have your team drive or fly in, figure out a way to come in? Maybe even rent a bigger Airbnb house in your neighborhood to have a big screen TV so we can have an event together for 3 days? Probably would. At least I hope you would. Well, because of our $20 million technological studio, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I would encourage every one of you. First of all, we're going to give you a discounted ticket for all of you that are here. If you want to attend, normally it's $197 for the ticket. We're going to give you a coupon code for $100 off of that. So you can get a ticket for $97. Anybody that's already involved here in the group. They'll share the link with you in a second. And there's a coupon code that they'll tell you about how you're going to be able to do that. So my advice to you, whoever gets the most people to attend GoPro is going to win. I promise. NowSite is a tool and an extremely powerful tool. But you still need to have the rest of the skills in order to be able to go where you want to go. If you want to become a network marketing professional, that's where I can help. Okay? I can help you do that. So 3 days, let me take 3 years off your learning curve and help you capture this moment. Be prepared for this moment. Between technology and education, we can't lose. It's going to be great. So, yeah, every one of you host a watch party. Invite some people over. Throw some white paper up on the walls. Have everybody set their goals over the course of the entire weekend. Map it out. Strategize. Go crazy. That's how I'd maximize it. So I came here saying I was going to talk to you for 10 minutes and say hi. It's nice to meet you. Sorry. I'm in hardcore preparation mode. So I'm giving you sneak peeks of where I'm going next week. So Justin, I'll pass it back to you or whoever. And mad love to all of you. There's few things that I love more than early adopters, pioneers. And that's what you guys are. So congratulations on that. Now let's go tell the whole world about it. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And Justin, the floor is yours.